Okay, so like I just said, today's religion lesson is going to be pretty independent because it's just a story. So, has everyone checked their grade on page 76? Or what is it, 76? Has everyone checked their grade? And if their grade is low, why it is low on page 76? Okay, so go ahead and open to page 78. 78. We've been talking a lot about Jesus as a prophet. Prophets do what? What do prophets do? Aaron?
They tell stories.
About what? That's not all they do. They don't necessarily just tell stories. That is part of what they do, but that's not really their main. There's nowhere where we read prophets tell stories. Victoria?
They act and they since you said that to Aaron, they
Carla?
They tell the prophets say stories and show who they're teaching the way they can act like God.
Okay, I don't know where you guys are getting tell stories from. Parables are stories. We did talk about parables. But prophets don't just tell stories. In fact, that's like a small part of what they do. Just like how telling stories is a very small part of what I do. There is a place where you can find the exact answer for what a prophet is. And I saw nobody try to find it. What is a prophet? Colin.
Someone who, through words of actions, give witnesses to the
Make sure you're reading the words correctly. Start again. You're adding a lot of S's and taking some off and adding EDs where there aren't any.
Someone who, through words and actions, give witnesses.
Nope, you added an S and you took off an S. You took an S off of give and you added an S to witness.
Gives witness to the truth about God.
And what does it mean to give witness? So a prophet is a person who, through words and action, gives witness to God. What does it mean to give witness to? Zari?
The witness means like you were there.
Nope, that's what a witness is. But to give witness is something different. Come on, guys, I've said it a bunch. I said to give witness or to Victoria. To teach. To teach. To give witness about God means to teach about God. What does it mean through words and actions? What does that mean? A person who, through words and actions, gives witness to or teaches about God. What does that mean through words and actions? Sadie?
That means he's telling you and the person's showing you.
It means the prophets not only tell about God, but they also show you how to act as an image of God, how to love God, how to know God by their own actions. Okay, so we've been talking about who is the best prophet of all and why. Who is the best prophet of all and why is that person the best prophet of all? Lena, who is the best prophet of all?
Jesus.
Jesus. And why is Jesus the best prophet of all? The best person to, through words and actions, give witness about God.
Because he knows, because he's perfect and he knows about himself.
Because Jesus is,
Prophet.
well, he's a prophet, but he's the best prophet because he is, Carla?
God.
God. Who's the best person to teach about a person? Colin? Themselves. I am the best person to tell somebody else about me. You are the best person to tell somebody about you. So God, Jesus, is the best prophet, the best person to teach about God through words and actions because he is God. So today, we're going to read about somebody else acting as prophet. We are all led to be prophets. Now, does that mean that there are going to be Bible stories about us or that we are going to write Bible stories? Does that mean if we are called to be prophets, are we supposed to write Bible stories or add to the Bible or write books about Jesus? What does that mean? How can we be prophets? Aaron? We can teach other people about God. How? Give me a specific example.
When you see someone being mean to someone else, you can walk up to them and say, you need to not be mean and tell them the truth.
Okay, so you see someone being mean to another person, you walk up and you say, hey, don't do that. That's not what Jesus would do. How else can you be a prophet? Colin?
You can take them to church.
You can take your friend to church. Like, say your friend is spending the night on Sunday night. Instead of taking them home before church, maybe take them to church with you. Unless, of course, they have their own church to go to and you each want to go. But say they're not going, be like, hey, just come with me and we'll take you home after. Smith?
You can read the Bible to them.
You can read the Bible to somebody. Anybody else? How else can we be prophets? Okay. There's a lot more ways, but okay. We're just going to move on from that. So, today you're going to read a story in your book on page 78 about somebody acting as prophet. So, turn to page 78, and I'll read you the directions, the little, like, italics words. Read the following story. In this story, does someone act as a prophet? I've already told you they are, so you need to figure out who acts as a prophet and how are they acting as a prophet. Does this person teach the truth to other people? We know which prophet is going to teach us the truth, always, no matter what. Which prophet will always teach the truth? Zari?
Jesus.
Jesus. Because Jesus is God, and God does what? Zadie? God always does what?
Always tells the truth.
God always tells the truth. Why are we able to believe that? What helps us to believe that? Carla?
We're able to believe that because we have a power called faith.
Good. We have the power of faith. Faith is a power. Faith is a power that helps us to believe that what God says is true. If God says it's true, then Jesus says it's true. The Holy Spirit says it's true. But we can have false prophets. These are people who don't tell us the truth, who claim to be telling us the truth about heaven, about God, about whatever, but who aren't really. So, you need to read this story. Someone is acting as a prophet. Are they a good prophet or a false prophet? So think, who is it? What are they saying? Is it the truth? Is it giving witness to God through words and actions? Any questions? Okay, you're going to read all of page 78 in the first sentence of 79. So do you see how there's one little sentence all by itself at the top of page 79? Just read that sentence, skip the next part. Then answer the questions on page 79. But in about 20 minutes, we will come back and read that paragraph on page 79 together. Any questions? I'm going to give you 20 minutes to read page 78 and the first sentence on page 79 and then answer the questions. You do not have to answer in complete sentences, but remember, if you do, I will keep that in mind when it comes to your grades. You also need to make sure you fully answer the questions, and please do not just make stuff up because you can't find it right away. Put your finger on it, see if it matches your answer. Yes, Zadie.
If we finish before the time's up, do you want us to just read?
If you finish before time's up, you can work on math independent practice, science morning work, probably science breakfast for your brain first. So, yes, first choice is science breakfast for your brain. Remember, it goes in the science tray, not breakfast for your brain. Use your book. Second choice is math or grammar, IP. Third choice is read. But you can do them in any order. This is just the choice I would follow. These are the choices I would do in the order I would do them in. I need this by tomorrow morning. So if you don't want extra science homework tonight, and if you want it definitely graded before your test so you can use it, do this first. Okay. Any other questions about religion? Carla, quickly.
So, what I was trying to ask is, when we get to the questions, when we get to the question and we already found the answer, can we underline it so we don't have to?
Yep. What I would probably do, a good idea would be to read the questions first, then go and read the story, so that if you hear something that you heard in a question, you can underline it, put a box around it, circle it, whatever. Victoria, did you have a question?
So can we underline it?
So Carla literally just asked me. Carla, what was my answer?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, any other questions about religion? These are your workbooks, so you are allowed to do any kind of writing that helps you. But you should not be drawing when you're supposed to be working. Okay, go ahead. Okay. So, who acted as a prophet? What was the person's name? What was the character's name? Ethan. Jeff. How did Jeff act as a prophet? Be specific. Don't just tell me the definition of a prophet. Tell me how Jeff acted as a prophet. Lena.
Jeff acted as a prophet. He told his friends that it was wrong to pick Mr. Peter's plants out of the garden.
So how is that witnessing to Jesus? Witnessing about God?
Because God would not pick it out just because he was mad. He would leave it there until heaven.
Okay, very good. So, let's look at that last paragraph. I only need one person to read, and it will be Zari. So Zari, read us that paragraph on page 79 so we can really understand who the prophet was and how we know.
Jeff acted as a prophet and witnessed to the truth that Jesus taught. Jesus taught us to love others, which involves respecting their effort and their property. Put yourself in Jeff's place. It was probably hard for him to witness the truth, to stand up to his friends, and to walk away from them. But he did it because he knew that it was right. It was the right choice. Jeff acted as an image of God should.
So yeah, it's really hard when your friends are doing something that you know is not right, and you know what the right thing is, and you don't want to follow them, and you really don't want them to do that bad thing because it makes you feel bad. That's hard. The easiest thing would be to just go along with it, or to just walk away and not say anything. But is that how a prophet, is that what a prophet would do? A prophet definitely wouldn't join in. A prophet wouldn't even just walk away. A prophet would say something and would try to teach and to witness and to show how to act in a way that shows that we love God, or to act in a way that shows that we are images of God. I'm about to ban those sweatbands because I see so many people playing with it instead of following along. That's not going to teach you religion. Just because it says the word faith on it does not mean it's about to teach you religion. It's not going to help you with that. Okay. So now, would anybody like to share a time that they have acted as a prophet? Now this is you. You're not just telling me ways we can. This is telling me an experience that you went through where you acted as a prophet. We'll do Zadie, Carla, Zari, Victoria. Zadie?
Well, one time my cousin was sleeping over at my house, And
Make
it
sure you're
was-
really loud so that Zari can hear.
It was nighttime and we were supposed to be going to sleep, and she was like, "You want to go downstairs and watch Netflix?" And it was a school night, and I knew I wasn't supposed to, so I was like, "No, I'm not allowed to." And so I encouraged her to stay and just to go to sleep.
Okay, good. Very good. How did you act as a prophet in that situation?
Because I knew what the right thing to do was, and I tried to encourage her to do that.
Good. And were you successful?
Yes.
So good. Are we always successful as prophets? But is that bad if we're not successful? As long as we tried. Because we can't force people to do what they should. But we can at least tell them, and we can try to get them to do what they should. Carla, how did you act as a prophet? Be loud so that Zari can hear.
So when my baby brother was trying to get him some cookies, I was telling him to don't get any cookies and to get him some food that would help him.
Mm-hmm.
But he wouldn't listen to me, so the way I told him to eat it is I told him that food is good for your body and the way you eat.
Very good. Okay. Zari, how did you act as a prophet?
Well, one time, one of my friends not here, they were teasing someone because he had just got hurt, and I said, "That's not very funny. He's actually hurt." And I told him, "You can please stop, or else I'll go get someone." So I went to go get someone, and I didn't want to get him to be mad, and then he forgave me because he knew it was the right thing to do.
Okay. Good. Victoria, how did you act as a witness? Or act as a prophet?
So my friend was over, my neighbor, and her mom was out, she was doing something, and my dad was still sleeping on Sunday, obviously, because all adults do that. And she was like, "Let's sneak some candy from the pantry," and I was like, "No, no, no." She kept asking me, and I finally got her to say, for her to stop asking and finally say it.
Okay, very good. We've all acted as prophet, hopefully at some point. And hopefully we got the person to act the right way instead of going the opposite. We start out as a prophet, but then they tempt us to the point where we're like, well, okay, fine. Okay, anybody else want to tell me about a time they acted as a prophet? Aaron, loud.
Okay, one time me and Zadie went to the park, and then it's kind of funny.
Are you about to tattle on somebody? Or, okay, you were both being prophets? Were you both being prophets? Or at least one of you was being a prophet and the other one was just kind of there? Okay.
We went to the park, and these kids
Loud, loud, loud.
were starting to tease someone, and so I walked up to them and I was like, "Why?" And they were like, and they just started trying to tease me. So I told them, "Why do you tease people? That person's actually hurt because of you." And then they didn't listen to me,
But you tried.
yeah.
Very good, as long as you try. Okay, very good. Any other questions or comments about religion? Yes, Zari, quickly. You're muted.
I wasn't able to hear her.
Oh, I know. She went to the park and there were with Zadie, and there were some kids being mean to like some other kids, and so Aaron tried to get them to stop. So she asked them why they were doing it, and unfortunately they didn't stop, but she did try, which is all we can do. Okay, very good. So you do have a test next Tuesday. Or no, I'm sorry, Friday. This Friday you have a religion test on this chapter. It will be open book. However, you can choose not to do open book and it will count a lot more. Like a lot more. It'll count as 2 test grades instead of just 1. So if you choose not to use your book, that means it doesn't come out. It will count as 2 test grades. Does everybody understand? Yes, Mason. Yeah, we'll have a grammar quiz, like always, but it'll be part of our reading quiz, because now that we're back into the story, we're doing those weekly reading quizzes, and the grammar quiz will just be included. So that'll be in the morning, and then the test will be in the afternoon. Yes?
You get a 98 on religion test and you did it, then you higher.
So Ethan's asking, if you get a 98 on your religion test and you did not use your book, it will count as a 196. So, but that's only if you didn't use your book. Okay? No. Technically, the highest grade you can get is a 100, but since you're doing it without your book, you'll get it higher. Okay, quickly, yes.
Will it go up to 200 if you get a 100?
Yes. Okay. Any questions about religion or the religion test on Friday? Okay, go ahead and put religion away. I do need to grade that, but take it home because you need to take it home to start studying. So I'll just grade it tomorrow morning when you come in. You'll set it. I'll try to grade it by the end of the day. And go ahead and get out